All right, folks, welcome back to Movie Nerds. It's been a while. Today we are doing something a little different. I like to do this segment as called Looking Back. And what that is that we're going to pick a film that we want to watch that maybe back in the days, like in the 80s and the 90s or the 2000s. And then we're going to talk about it. This week, we are going to be talking about Top Gun. So come join us. Welcome back in. My name is Tom. I'm your host. I do have our special guests back, Aubrey and Jaren. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing good.
So I decided to do this. The series is called Looking Back, and what that is I think there are films that we can actually go back and watch, and I think we can talk about it because, well, for this particular film is Top Gun, is because next week the new one's coming out, Top Gun Maverick, and it's been getting a lot of buzz. It's got like 97% on Rotten Tomatoes since May 16th. So there's been a lot of talk about how good this movie is so far. But we're not going to talk about the new one yet. We're going to go. Well, I'm going to go see it on Friday. I don't know about you guys. Are you guys planning on seeing this?
Probably not.
Probably not.
What?
Not until it's on something that we can stream it on.
You guys have no interest in this at all, do you?
Very minimal.
Yeah.
See, got my boy Tom right here. Anyway, Top Gun. I am going to see it this Friday, the new one, and I will review it with spoiler review. Although it's not really spoiler, kind of like it's out there already who's going to be in it and all that stuff. And so, but today we're not talking about Top Gun Maverick. We are talking about Top Gun 1986, starring Tom Cruise, what's his name?
Val Kilmer.
He's no longer acting. His voice is he had a cancer in his throat. It's sad. There was a documentary on that on Amazon Prime. Check it out. It is really good. He record himself every single day on film set. It's really cool, and he kept all those footage.
I've heard that's really awesome.
Yeah. So you have him. You have I don't know the girl's name. I think it's Kelly. I should be more prepared when it comes to names. But even if I was prepared, I probably wouldn't even know who it is. Anyways, I can't say her name. But the actor, the actress, the girl, his name is Kelly McGillis or something like that.
McGillis?
Yeah, McGillis. So she's really good. Yeah. You also have Anthony Edward. You have Tim Robbins, who's in this too. I didn't know that until I realized, oh, hey, that's Tim Robbins. You might know him from Shawshank Redemption as well. So there's a really good cast in this movie.
Wait, is Meg Ryan coming back for the second one?
I heard she's not. So, but she had a very small role in this, and so it doesn't really matter to me.
She's the kid's father. She's Goose's wife.
I get it, but it was a small role.
Which person did Tim Robbins play?
He at the end, his co-pilot.
Which one?
I think his name was Merlin. I think Merlin. It's the end.
Was he at the end?
He was the end. He was the co-pilot with Tom Cruise at the end.
Didn't even notice him.
I know. I didn't notice as I looked at it too. So it's a stellar cast. There's a really good cast in this. Let me begin by reference that I hate this movie. I've always hated this movie. I think this movie is cheesy. But coming from, it's cheesy coming from us. Not I grew up, I'm an 80s child. Yeah. Back then it was probably really cool and fun. Those are the type of movies that came out, and I'm sure they love it. But for some reason, I just watching it in the eyes of being in the year 2022, or even before that, when I started watching movies, I just didn't like this movie. I don't think the acting was all that great, and maybe it's because it's from the 80s, and that's the issue that I have with it. Maybe if this movie was made from the 1990s or early 2000s, it might have been a different different.
80s movies are the best, though.
I think because
they're
the
so
80s
nostalgic for me. I don't know why. I was born in '88, so it's not like I'm an '80s kid, really. But seriously,
you're not.
80s movies are my favorite.
I'm an '89.
I'm all about the Brat Pack, and
I think because the '80s movies and '90s movies, they always, well, I guess at the time, they were big songs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when you watch older movies, they just always have those best songs.
This movie has a good soundtrack, though.
But the song doesn't match the scene sometimes.
To the danger zone.
I don't mind that part, but there are parts where that
was terrible.
It was good.
Yeah.
I had the beat going and everything. Rude.
Copyright. So, anyways, what is your view of this movie, guys? Give me your thoughts and give me some of the things that works for you when you rewatch this movie. When you look back.
Let's go first, since you have
I took notes.
Huge list.
I took notes.
Wow.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
Because that's the type of person I am. Let's see. Okay, here's the thing. It is just such an 80s movie that it's just the epitome of an 80s movie. So there's so much that's wrong with it. But there's a lot that's right, but let's see. Top Gun thoughts. Can we just read them?
Sure.
Number 1, who plays volleyball in the sand in jeans? That's terrible. Like, why was he doing that?
I think you're missing the point of the scene.
No. I got the point.
That's all he had.
And then Jen and I were wondering if they had to lower the net for Tom Cruise. So.
This is true.
And then
I'm pretty sure.
My thoughts to the whole movie was he's actually kind of annoying. Like, he was just pissing me off the entire movie. And he was just, I don't know. He was just annoying.
Well, he was a cocky pilot. That's what you're supposed to be.
That's probably why I was so annoyed by him. It's because he's just such a little cock. Anyways.
Little cock.
Little cocky. How about you say that?
Nah, he's a little cock.
Add that letter in there.
Yeah.
Man.
And then when he was like supposed to be going on that, meeting her at her house for the date, and she doesn't answer the door, then he's a creep and like walks around her house. What?
Well, I think it was more like she lived in the back of the building, of the house.
He was a creep walking around her house. Okay. Next. Oh, and the next thing, he comes to her house and then he walks in. The first thing he says to her is, "I'm gonna go take a shower." Jared and I were like,
yeah, that was a weird,
take a quick shower.
That was a weird thing to say.
Actually, I do mind. And then they have like minimal chemistry.
Yeah.
And then I did put one of the best soundtracks ever. And then where else did I put? Oh, when he's in the elevator after he'd just been on a flight and they're like talking to each other, I was like, did they keep squirting his face over and over with water? Because it kept like getting more and more, and then they would do a close-up and there wouldn't be that much water, and then he'd be back up and be like drenched in water and sweat.
I didn't even notice that.
I was like, what the heck is going on? And then I put Meg Ryan was the cutest in the 80s and the 90s, and I wish that she was in more stuff now. These computers that they're working on are ancient. They're doing all this stuff. I was like, holy crap. I mean, like, those are the first computers that I learned things on, but still.
Do you remember the AOL one?
Yes, but these ones were older than that. These ones were bad.
Really bad.
These were Atari status. Oh my gosh. And then the F me eyes in the classroom when they were so awkward. And then he was all pouty because she failed him on his test and he was like revving the engine. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most immature scene I've ever, like, he was being so dumb. And then the fact that she chased after him was just like, oh, she has zero pride.
But they're in love.
Wait, we're supposed to talk about what we like.
Hold on. Let's see. And then I said, desperately following makes me gag. And then he disrespects her by not even listening. Mm-hmm. And then I put, oh yeah, she goes, and I just don't want anyone to know that I've fallen for you.
But see, you can't make fun of that because that's how the 80s film are, the cheesiness that comes.
So true.
So
then I put a gag me love scene, like the slow tongue kissing with the shadow in the back. Like I was gagging, like full gagging.
That's the 80s.
Because you could only see like the silhouette of their faces.
That's the 80s.
Then you could only see the silhouette of the tongues like trying to touch each other. I was so grossed out.
I was Whitney and I were watching it, and we were like, oh, I wonder if there's gonna be a scene in here that has nudity, but I don't think there is. So, but then I was like, well, wait a minute, what kind of scene is this? Like, it was weird. It was like
so weird. It was like,
what?
And like, I mean, I'm not complaining that there wasn't any sex necessarily. I'm just saying that the tongue kissing was really awkward and I hated it.
Yeah, it was pretty awkward.
And then,
I mean, we've seen worse.
Oh, for sure.
Bridgerton, folks, season 1.
Oh yeah. No, the chemistry there was great.
No, I'm talking about the nudity. Yeah.
Right, got it. And then the last thing I put was, why can't he just follow the rules? It's very annoying. And then I stopped taking notes after that. So I guess I didn't like this movie.
So yeah, what did you like? Oh my gosh.
So wait, Jared, before you go, let me I forgot to tell the audience. I keep doing. I need to do this better. So Top Gun is about this a pilot who is name is his call name is Maverick, and he is supposedly the best pilot, and he goes to a pilot school and try to graduate or something like that.
Well, no, he's already a pilot in the Navy.
Yeah.
It's the Navy, right?
Sure.
Or
sure.
No, the Navy's the boats.
No, it's
the Navy. It's the Navy.
Right? Yeah.
It's the Navy.
But he went to go to that special training,
to become
in aerial combat.
To become a Top Gun.
Yeah.
And he does. He graduates, but he doesn't finish first because, the sad part about this movie is Goose dying.
That's actually one of the best scenes of acting, though.
But did he really have to die?
Well, yeah, he hit his head.
I guess in order for Maverick to have that, like, I need to be serious.
That chip on his shoulder.
But isn't it the chip on his shoulder is to become like his dad?
That's true.
Yeah, but his dad just disappeared, and they never really cleared that up.
But they Goose explained to him. Remember that one scene in the shower? Like, I know it's tough because you're trying to do trying to be somebody that he was, and so they gave this subplot of him having a chip on his shoulder by his dad. But then you kill Goose, and you're like, and that's his motivation to be better. So yeah. I was like, what? And can I ask you guys something before Jerry go? Why are they sweating all the time?
They're in Miramar.
Yeah,
and back in the 80s, they didn't have AC.
Or California.
And it's hot.
Where's the breeze? A little breeze. They're playing. They're like she lived right next to the beach. Where's the damn breeze at?
I'm telling you, they had that spray bottle going 24/7 on these guys.
Everybody is sweating. Although I do think that this movie has, up until that moment or that year, the aerial flying cinematography of the fire. That's pretty, for what it was for at that time, was really incredible. So the cinematography was on point. The only one I thought that acted really well was the commander, the one with the beard, the one that he goes at the end and talked to before he went to graduate. Yeah, I thought he was the best. Yeah, I thought he was the best acting in the whole entire movie.
He's in tons of stuff.
He's in a lot of stuff, and so
River Runs Through It. That's a good one.
And how do I say this? This movie is pretty much predictable. You knew what was going to happen.
Oh yeah.
That he's going to learn how to be a wingman. Iceman, Val Kilmer, didn't really have that much of an impact on this role.
He was
He was
competition, to get to the top.
He just had to be the
and then when Goose dies, then it's kind of
well,
over.
Okay. Can I go through that scene when they're in the locker room after Goose died? And he was trying to say something to Maverick while Maverick has his back turned to him. He goes, I just want to say what
not to cry about Goose. Everybody liked him.
Yeah, you have to let him go.
No, it's because he was swallowing his pride.
Oh yeah,
that's why he was trying to get some.
Oh man,
he's trying to sound humble.
Okay, Jared, what do you think of the movie?
Oh, it's terrible. the all the notes have been said. No, as if you're going in there to watch the movie to see, like, airplanes, jets, fighting, that kind of stuff, that part I thought was cool. When they're fighting the MiGs, when they're flying around, like, that's the highlight of the entire show.
Yeah.
Everything else is garbage. The side little love stories and but when they're actually in the planes and that's pretty cool.
So the new one should be even better.
Yeah, because I like planes. Oh, the new one's probably going to be pretty awesome.
You guys should go see it.
Yeah, probably not. But there was one scene that didn't make sense. I guess anyways, where Goose dies. Okay, the entire time when they're doing this training, the multiple times they fly up in the air and they're fighting or whatever, not once did they show the ocean. Not once. And then all of a sudden they get inverted or whatever, and then we're over the ocean, and then they fall into the ocean, and that's where Goose dies or drowns, hits his head, whatever you want to say. But I'm like,
it's a good point.
Where did the water come from?
It until he said that. I was like,
yeah. Anyways, side.
It's true. The whole time they're in the desert, and then all of a sudden,
the ocean's there.
I guess they couldn't crash, and I guess it could have. But anyways,
you just needed Goose to die.
Yeah, I guess Goose had to die.
He had no business of dying. It doesn't make any sense to me, man.
They just needed something for Maverick
event that was going to shake up Maverick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't buy it. I guess as an audience, you have to believe what that scene invites us to believe, which is that this death should affect him going forward. But
and then at the end, he comes through, kills all the MiGs. Yeah.
Where did they? I hope the new one. I know that they're gonna do like a special mission where lives will be at risk, people would die, but I hope it makes sense, because it makes no sense for what how those guys.
Yeah, they just randomly just flying around.
Yeah, like where do they come from? Who are they?
Who are they fighting?
What war are you? They're not in war. Are they in war?
Yeah, and it's like, why are those MiGs in Miramar?
Well, they're not.
They're not.
Where they fly to, because they fly out of there.
They flew out.
Yeah, they go to a different location.
Yeah.
When Goose died.
No, that they were just training.
Oh, I forgot they were just doing training.
I'm not sure. I'm a kid from the 80s. I'm 40 years old, and there are a lot of people in the internet that says they love this movie. I'm beginning to want to question their opinion, because
how long it's been since they've seen it.
How do you call this a good movie?
So me and Aubrey were talking about it though. So this movie is one of those movies that's, I guess you could call it a nostalgia show, because it's an 80s movie. It was probably huge at the time. And I wouldn't call it a cult classic, but it's just like one of those.
It's an 80s classic.
It's an 80s classic, but it's not that good. I mean, if we went and watched a couple more 80s movies right now, we'd be like, What the?
Oh no.
No,
You
there's
watch Pretty in Pink,
no
Breakfast
no.
Club.
There's a bunch of them that are garbage.
St. Elmo's Fire.
I love Lady. What did you say, Lady? Not Lady in Pink. Pretty in Pink. I like Pretty in Pink. I hate Breakfast Club. This is one of the worst '80s movie of all time. Yeah.
Blasphemy. That
See?
comes from
See?
his mouth. What about 16 Candles?
I love 16 Candle.
Oh really?
Yeah, I like.
I used to love it, and then I watched it again, and I was just cringing the whole time.
Anyway,
so back to the other '80s crappy movie. My father-in-law loved this movie. Questions his opinion about movies, but I want to know, what is it about this movie that you like? I still haven't. I don't understand. Besides the fact that you flying the plane and all that, but the story itself is just doesn't do it for me, man. It doesn't.
It's just very simple.
It doesn't flow.
Yeah, it's just.
And the sex scene was terrible. All you see is two tongue like going like this. Like, what's going on? What are they doing, Papa? No.
It was a very strange.
Anyway, is there anything else we want to talk about Top Gun?
Nah, I've covered it.
If you were to looking back and when you went and saw this movie again, well, was this the first time you've seen it, or you've seen it before?
Oh no.
No, I've seen it.
Okay.
Multiple times, yeah.
So looking back, I probably give this movie 4 out of 10.
I knew it was gonna go
4 out of 10, because there are some redeeming quality, and I believe that the fighting part, the playing part, the cinematography was excellent. But other than that, hot garbage. Everything else, just hot garbage.
I think because this is Tom Cruise's, not his first movie, but one of his biggest first movies, I guess. So in his later movies and stuff like that, I don't mind Tom Cruise as an actor. Like
I don't either.
I enjoy his acting. But I think because this is one of his first,
this was after Risky Business, right?
I don't know.
It is. I think
it is. Yeah.
Remember the part in the shower scene? He goes, "That's right. I am crazy."
Yeah.
I was like,
if anyone knew the foreshadowing of what was to come. But
anyways,
I think the new one is going to be pretty good, because I think all of Tom Cruise's movies in the past 15, 20 years, they've always done pretty good. And
it's mainly because he does the stunt, and that's what people goes to see.
Yeah. Well, and it is very entertaining. Like,
yeah,
they're not going to be the best Oscar worthy movie, but they're always entertaining.
I do agree. Yeah. And so, well, if you guys give this a score, what would you give this movie? Top Gun, 1986.
I mean, I'd probably give it a 5.
Oh, very decent. Okay. Aubrey?
I give it a 5 simply because it has a soundtrack bonus that bumps it up.
So the soundtrack was some of the song doesn't match the scene for me. I don't know why.
It doesn't matter. It's a good song.
Anyway, folks, let us know what you think of Top Gun 1986. Did you like it? Do you think the movie holds up? Do you think the older people are crazy for thinking this movie is good? Let us know down below. Comment down below and let us know your opinion. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Ciao.